Duty, and I'm the marketing manager here at Shannon College of Hotel Management in Ireland. And it is my pleasure to talk to you today about the programs that we have on offer here in the college in Shannon. I suppose firstly to let you know we're a college of NUIG Galway. So students are based on our campus in Shannon, but when they graduate, they will be getting their degree from NUIG Galway, which is now in the top 1% of universities worldwide. Just to give you a little introduction to Ireland and a little bit about Ireland, you'll see a lot of different pictures there and I suppose some facts about Ireland. And let me just run through a few little things about Ireland for you. So I suppose St. Patrick is our patron saint, and I'm sure you're well aware of that with all the St. Patrick's Day parades that happen all around the world every year on the 17th of March. The Irish hare is considered our national animal. The harp is our national symbol, not the shamrock. A lot of people think the shamrock is the symbol of Ireland, but it's actually the harp is our national symbol. Halloween comes from the Celtic Harlech Festival of Samhain. So Halloween came from this Celtic festival originating in Ireland. And then John Philip Holland invented the first functional self-propelled submarine in 1877. So just another fact for you. And you'll see there 10 million glasses of Guinness are enjoyed every day around the world. So everyone knows that Ireland is very famous for Guinness, but it just shows you how much of it is consumed around the world every year. I suppose why study in Ireland? Ireland is an English-speaking country, and when the UK depart from the European Union, we'll be the only English-speaking country in Europe. In 2010, Lonely Planet named Ireland the most friendliest country in the world. The top 5% of all universities are ranked in the top 5% globally. And as I mentioned there, in the new rankings, Galway, NUI Galway is in the top 1% of universities worldwide. Ireland is ranked 11th in the 2018 Global Innovation Index. And Ireland's higher education systems is in the top 20 worldwide. So you'll get a great education here in Ireland. In 2014, it was ranked Ireland the 13th most peaceful place on the earth. So it's a very safe, very lovely country to live in. And there's excellent stay-back options for students. So all students, once they're finished their undergraduate degree, can stay in Ireland for 1 year. And our master's students can actually stay in Ireland for 2 years. There's a 2-year stay-back option. And I suppose with Shannon College, we're very proud that we're the only college in Ireland with 100% employability record. And that's through our placements, through the structures of our programs here. Students are guaranteed a job at undergraduate level after their undergraduate degree. We organise their job for them. I suppose looking at hotel management and looking at an international career, I suppose to just give you some context, what is an international career? So an international employment is working in multiple countries, and often your own country is one of them. And part of Shannon College will give you an international career. You will get to travel. We work with, over 130 hotels across 17 different countries. So you will get international employment. A career, it's often comprised of the jobs held, the titles earned, and work accomplished over a long period of time, rather than just referring to one position. And in your time in Shannon College, before you graduate, you will actually have had 21 months of work experience. You will already have started your career and your career path. And a career in hospitality will lead you to an international career. It's your passport to the world. So once you have your career in hospitality, it's recognized all over the world. And that skill set and that business aptitude will be recognized in any career, especially in hotels, but in any other career that you work in around the world. I suppose to look at some, facts, figures about tourism, you'll see it's encouraging that visitor numbers continue to increase, given that tourism has experienced 7 years of consecutive growth in terms of revenue generated from overseas travel, growing from less than 3 billion in 2011 to over 5 billion in 2018. So this has meant substantial increases in much needed revenue and employment all around Ireland, but particular in areas where the tourism sector is so popular. And that was by our Minister for State and Tourism in 2019. I suppose looking at some facts and how important the hospitality and tourism industry is in Ireland, and we're very lucky. We're doing this presentation in the middle of the COVID pandemic, but the good news is that all hotels, restaurants, they're all opening back up on the 29th of June, which we're very excited about in Ireland. And this, once you see the hotels and restaurants opening, this will again spur on our economy, increase the spend in the economy, and it's a real, I suppose, income generator for Ireland and for the whole economy, getting it back on its feet. So you'll see for every 1 million of tourist expenditure, help supports 27 tourism jobs in Ireland. And for every euro spent in tourism, and 23 cents is generated in tax. So again, it's a great revenue generator for the country, and tourism contributed to over 5 billion to the economy for overseas tourists in 2019, with over 11 million people have visited the island of Ireland. So our country is very popular for tourists. We have great, I suppose we're an island, we have great natural landscape, we have a great tourism industry, and we have fantastic quality of hotels and star rating. And certainly there's great, I suppose, attention to detail and great, very high standards as well. Again, golf has become very, very popular in Ireland, and you'll see there that the Ryder Cup has been announced for Ireland for 2026. And this is hugely important. It's going to be happening in Adair Manor, which is about maybe 40 minutes drive here from the college. The CEO of Adair Manor is actually a graduate of Shannon College, and there's over 8 of the senior management team are also graduates of the college. So it's great here for the college. A lot of our students will work part-time in such a fantastic resort during college as well because of our connections. And again, the hospitality sector is one of the largest employers in the Irish economy. And you'll see once the economy starts opening, the country starts opening again here post-COVID on the 29th of June, you will see people will be back working in the hotel industry. And again, as you see, it's one of the largest employers. And with the hotel industry, with the reopening of the hotel industry, this is going to start building the Irish economy back after being closed after COVID-19. So it is such a strong effect on the whole of Ireland. The tourism and hospitality industry, as I say, employs between 150 and 250,000 employees across all areas, earning over 6 billion for the Irish economy. So it's so important here in Ireland. Tourism is key. It's a key driver in the economy. I suppose looking at tourism, Ireland's global greening. So in 2020 marked the 10th anniversary of Tourism Ireland's Global Greening Initiative. And this is where you'll see all around the world over 500 iconic landmarks in sight illuminate to celebrate our national day, which is St. Patrick's Day. So from all corners of the globe, you know, people know about Ireland, they know about Irish hospitality, and they want to be trained in Ireland if they're going to work in the tourism industry, because it is so well known. It's known for our quality of standards, our education, and I suppose Shannon would be known as the only university that has a hotel management degree. It's the only dedicated hotel management college in the whole of Ireland. And this year we will celebrate 70 years of success. In 2021 we will be 70 years in existence, and I've had a 100% employability record for those 70 years, something we're very proud of. I suppose, what is tourism and hospitality? People will say, is it just hotels? But you will see there, it's a lot more than hotels. You'll see it's a lot more than hotels. It's tourism, it's working in airlines, it's working in events, it's working in bars, restaurants, hotels, events, outside catering. And I suppose hospitality, every occasion that's in somebody's life depends on hospitality in the tourism industry, whether it's an engagement, a wedding, a christening, a party. You know, food is required, entertainment is required, hotel space is required. So everything we have really evolves around the tourism and hospitality sector. And there's so many different jobs and roles, which having a look at the salaries in hospitality at the moment, and these have all increased in the last year by about 10%. So you'll see general managers on 150,000 euros. You know, you'll see there's financial controllers, food and beverage, events, so many different areas that you can get involved in within hospitality. I suppose when you're looking at a management career, you must look at several considerations, and this is very, very important. So the first consideration you must look at is the service industry. So if you're thinking of a career in hotel management, you need to have a passion for it and a pride for providing a service. Because working in hotels, what we're doing is we are providing a service for our guest. We're providing an experience. It's an occasion, and we have to make sure that our guest is constantly happy, they're pleased, and we exceed their expectations. And we need to have that passion for providing that top quality service. The second consideration, our people are the product. So when you work in a hotel, you work with probably people from many different nationalities, but you also are going to be serving and dealing with guests from different countries, from different nationalities, and you need to have exceptional interpersonal and intercultural communication skills are vital, because people think differently, they have different expectations, different cultures require you to behave differently with different people and where they're from, and you need to understand, I suppose, their requirements, their needs, their where they come from, what they require. So this is a huge part of working in hospitality, is interpersonal but intercultural communication skills are so important, and knowing your guests, knowing what they expect, and then trying to exceed those expectations, because everyone is different and everyone has different expectations. The third, I suppose, consideration you need to think about is a business. So you need to have commercial awareness and you need to have a business sense. So working in hotels, yes, we serve guests and it's hospitality, but you have to think of the business behind that. So you have to generate income, you have to be able to financially be stable, you have to make profit for your business. And when you get to a management level, you're going to be very concerned with the financial aspects and the revenue management aspects of a hotel. You have to remember a hotel is a business. It works 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. And it's so important that you have that sense of commercial awareness and business sense. So part of the program here in Shannon College, you will also get a full business degree incorporated with your training, because at the end of the day, you're running a business. And this is important also if you decide in the long term, maybe you don't want to stay working in hotels, you will still have that very solid business degree, which is so important and allows you to diversify into lots of different areas and lots of different career paths in the future. I suppose what we see, we have a huge amount of international employers that would come here to Shannon College on campus every year to recruit our students. And the requirements and the attributes they require would be an appreciation of culture. It's so important. Communicating with different audiences, critical thinking, planning and management, problem solving, research and analysis, and teamwork. And they're the attributes that, whether it's a hotel company or whatever company you work for internationally, they will need to see these, I suppose, attributes in a graduate, but in an employee as well. So we ensure that we incorporate all these attributes into our modules, what you do every day, so that when you graduate, you have these attributes and you become very employable. And how does a career in hotel management prepare you? It gives you professional, practical experience. Professional is very important. Whatever walk of life or whatever company you work with, acting professionally and dealing in a professional manner with your colleagues and with the outside world is so important. Practical experience. If you're working in a hotel or graduating from hotel management, you need to have practical experience. You need to have worked in the industry and you need to learn on the job. You need a solid business education to allow you in the future to manage a hotel, but to manage other businesses as well, and a professional ethos. It's so important to believe in what you do, to be professional at all times, both to professional in the way you deal with your employees, but also to the outside public and to your guests. That's so important. And a career in hotel management will lead you to employment in other industries, and we've seen that by looking at our graduates over the years where they've been working. They work in human resources, people management, law, information technology, marketing, accounting, revenue management, the food industry, and the list is endless. For example, our international airport here in Shannon, the managing director is a Shannon graduate. The CEO of Guinness Storehouse is a management graduate. We have people working in banking all over different industries because they've got such a solid training here in Shannon. Again, looking at our partners, we would work with over 130 different hotels across 17 countries worldwide. So students have the opportunity to work all around the world and our hotel partners actually come on site here to meet and recruit students. These are some of the hotel or some of the companies that we work with, you know, final year students. You'll see there you have Claridge's, Marriott, you know, you've also got places like LinkedIn, they're working in Google, Amazon, all these different companies. So because the students, they have a huge, I suppose, they have their hotel management qualification, but they also have a very strong business education, which allows them to diversify into lots of different companies and areas. I suppose to give you an overview of our program, we have two programs at undergraduate level. We have a Bachelor of Business Studies in International Hotel Management, and we also have a Bachelor of Commerce degree in International Hotel Management. We also offer a Level 9 Master's degree, which I will talk about in a moment. You'll see in the background there the Hotel Martinez in Cannes. That's one of our hotel partners that we work with for our second year placement students. To look at the structure of the program, all our students here in Shannon College in year one, they will be here on campus. They study a lot of practical training in year one. This is where they will spend 5 weeks in kitchen practical, restaurant, food science, information technology, skills for work life. And also they will start their business degrees. So they will start accounting, they will study management, their language, all these areas. So this gives them a grounding, getting them ready for when they go on their internship in their second year. Now, our international students will stay in Ireland in their second year due to visa, and they will work in fantastic properties like Adair Manor behind us there. It won Best Hotel in the World last year. It's hosting the Ryder Cup in 2026. And these are some of the properties that our students will be working in their internship in year two. So in year two, all students will have a paid internship. So they'll be working for 12 months, gaining experience, working in lots of different departments within the hotel. And this is all organised by the college for the students. So they don't have to find the internship themselves, it's all organised for them. In third year of the programme, you will see the students here, when they come back, they start studying a huge amount of business subjects, from marketing, economics, business finance. They will study maths, managerial economics, information technology, financial accounting. So here they're building on their business, their analytical, their critical skills thinking in third year after their second year placement. Again, there you see the Ritz Hotel in London as a backdrop. This is also where a lot of our students will go on internship. In year four, students studying the Bachelor of Business Studies will stay on our Shannon campus, and they will study general business subjects like entrepreneurship, strategy, and then they will have an opportunity to choose different electives, which you'll see there, from asset management to facilities management, event management, public speaking. Our students that are studying the commerce degree will transfer to the NUIG Galway, to the main university campus for the last year. And they focus on one business discipline for the whole year. So they either focus primarily on accounting, digital business and analytics, marketing, finance, one of those areas. But students, as I say, either year four, they're in Shannon, they do general business and hospitality electives, or they're studying their commerce in NUIG Galway on one particular discipline. And then all students will go on their final internship. So while students are in year four, this is where we start the recruitment process. They will all do a 9-month internship, which brings them up to graduation. But this essentially is their first job. We have students this year working, they're in America, they're in the UK, they're in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, the Seychelles, Thailand, they're in Singapore, they're all over the world, and they're working in multinational companies. Now, any student, even though they graduate after the 9 months, the majority of companies do not give less than a 12-month contract. Some are for 2 years. So students know at the end of the program, they will be starting their first job, and they are guaranteed a job at the end of the program. So after investing in their education, coming to Ireland, coming to Shannon College, we do give them the opportunity to get that first job and start their international career before they graduate. We also have a Master's in Business and Hospitality. This year will be the third year of the program. It's This program, you'll see semester 1, you will study global business and international and human resource management, information technology for hospitality, performance and revenue management, and research methods. In semester 2, you will study asset management, intercultural business communications, project management, and strategy and innovation for hospitality. In third year, or in the third semester, this is over the summer, students will have a summer school where they will choose 3 different electives, from business negotiations to lean principles, and they will study that in a summer school. Now, instead of a thesis or a project, what the students will do is actually they do a business consulting project. So this is where they will actually get a project from a particular company. Some of the companies are hotels, some are banking, some are marketing companies, revenue management companies, and they will work with them over several months on a particular project. So for the student, they get real life experience. They get to work on a real project in a business and solve a problem. But also for the student, they get to, make connections with that company and hopefully maybe gain employment from it afterwards. So it's real life, it's not just a piece of research, they're actually physically with the company working on a project, and this goes towards their overall master's degree qualification. So it's instead of a research project, they do a business consulting project with a real life company, which we feel is more worthwhile. They get to learn from a business, but also everything they've learned in their first 2 semesters, they can put that into action then through their business consulting project in their final semester. In terms of entry requirements, we also do have a foundation program here in Shannon College that runs every September. It begins, it's for 25 weeks, and it's a mixture of English, but also, I suppose, business academic subjects from economics to management to accounting to intercultural communications. And it runs alongside our undergraduate degree, and again, students integrate with our undergraduate and postgraduate students, so it's one big community, whether you're doing a foundation program or a master's program. And students learn from each other, they culturally learn from each other, and it's a great experience. So you'll see there, academic, you will have to get your satisfactory results in your Korean high school. Your English would have to be a 5 or a 5.5 for entry, and there's also an entrance interview. For undergraduate, you'll see there again, you have your diploma plus a further year, as you know, either in college or a foundation program. And you'll see there our IELTS for undergraduate is a 6, not a 6.5. For MSc, it's a 6.5 in English and also an undergraduate degree. We would preferably like to see from a business or hospitality area. We have had students who have got a high grade from an unrelated discipline also begin our masters and do very well. Because our master's class sizes are quite small. We normally don't take, we have a cap of about 12 to 15 students. We will not take any more than that on our master's program. Again, the students get more attention, they get more one-on-one help. They also get better, business consulting projects, and it works much better. I suppose just to give you a look at the region where we're based. So we're based in Shannon, right beside Shannon International Airport. The founder of our college was, I suppose, when he created the college, he created a lot in the region. He created the Bunratty Folk Park. He also created the first duty-free in the whole world. So thanks to our founder, Brendan O'Regan, everyone can enjoy duty-free when they travel. He was the man that invented the duty-free, the Shannon Free Zone, a lot of heritage sites, and also Shannon College of Hotel Management. And you see here up on the left, the top right-hand corner, the Cliffs of Moher, located very near the college in County Clare. But again, we're based on the Wild Atlantic Way, surrounded by coastline, not too far away. We're very near Limerick City, but also in it. So lots of students can get involved in lots of cultural activities, different sporting activities. And here in the college, we're a small college and we really care about our students. We will know all our students by name. We will know them all individually. We also have every student that starts here in Shannon will have a senior student as a mentor. They will all have a class tutor. There is also a 24-hour emergency phone that we can be contacted all 24 hours a day if a student has a problem. Again, class sizes for our undergraduate degree, we take no more than 100 students. Their practicals will be no more than 20 students, and all their larger lectures are broken down into smaller tutorial groups. So students do get a huge amount of individual attention here in the college. And again, accommodation is guaranteed for all students, so they don't have to worry about that. It's located very near the college, and all students live in houses all beside each other, so it's a really nice community there as well. I suppose the most important thing to tell you is we have 100% employment record and graduation day for our undergraduate students since 1951, and we're very, very proud of that. I suppose to give you an update on the current status, I know everybody around the world is very worried at the moment in terms of the COVID-19 pandemic. Ireland is doing extremely well. We seem to have suppressed the virus in the community. Stage 3 of reopening our country is happening on the 29th of June. Here in Shannon, we hope to begin on the 28th of September with induction week starting on the 21st. So thank you very much, and I wish you the very best of luck in your careers, in your studies, and stay safe. In terms of students looking for advanced entry, we take it on, here in Shannon College, we look at every application on a case-by-case basis. What's very important, if students are looking for advanced entry to year 3, they need to be able to show that they have, because here in Shannon, all our second year students work for 12 months in industry. So they would need to have, a huge part of actual practical experience working in the hospitality industry. If they can show that through references, through their employment, that's one section. And we also have to make sure that you have covered the basics, I suppose, of accounting, of management, those modules in some sort. And also, I suppose, to make sure that your entry requirement and your English is at a level. So I suppose it's not clear cut. I'll never say to a student you have to have A, B, or C. We look at the full application, because you might have a student that has exceptional work experience for a year and a half, but may lack another module. So we try and combine them and look at them together, that maybe something they haven't got in their work experience they may have covered in school or university, and vice versa. So I would say to a student, if you do have a huge amount of work experience, you have maybe done the beginning of a business hospitality degree, send the application to PrestigeYuHab, who are excellent at looking at applications, and Sujun, and they will in turn get in contact with me. I sit down with the registrar and we go through it on a case-by-case basis. And oftentimes we will do our interview with the student, and some students may feel, God, the interview is hard or intimidating. But oftentimes through the interview, the student can actually tell us more than maybe what's written down on paper. So we get to know the student, and sometimes that can be the difference between giving entry and not actually meeting the student, letting them tell us and explain their experience. So if you're looking at, advanced entry, I would say the application form, PrestigeYuHab, do you have that? They will help you through it, they will guide you, and they will contact me directly, and we will return or let you know within 2 to 3 working days. So absolutely, PrestigeYuHab are used to working with us. They know what we're looking for, and there's a very good relationship there. So please don't hesitate if you're thinking about it. Just put in an application and we will deal with it on a case-by-case basis. On placement in Ireland, where the students will be working in year 2, they're probably looking at a salary of 19,000 euros for the year. When they're finishing college and heading off on their first internship, it depends what country they're working in, but the average salaries have been maybe about 28,000 euros for their first job. So they haven't graduated, but they're still on this average salary between 25 and 27,000 euros. Again, it depends on what country, whether accommodation is included, whether tips and perks. But I can, in Ireland, it's the minimum wage, and when you calculate it, it'll be 40 hours per week. You're looking at about 19 to 20,000 euros in Ireland in year 2 for the student. Firstly, please do not worry about the interview. The first thing I will say to you is it's not there to catch you out. I suppose part of our ethos in Shannon College is getting to know the student. Okay, that's hugely important. You're not just a number. So every student we interview, it's about getting to know you. It's about you getting to know us so that you have a contact and you can feel free to email us and talk to us. So don't think of it as a deterrent. Think of it as, firstly, I get to meet the representatives from the college. I get to ask them lots of questions about the course to make sure it's right for me. And for us, I suppose, we want to make sure that you're the right fit for Shannon College. And when I say that, I mean that you are going to be happy here, that you understand what's required of you. You know about the practical work, you know the hours of study, you know the structure of the program. Because we don't want you to come to start in college and realize, I don't like this program, it's not for me. So it's about us making sure the student is aware of what's expected of them and what they're going to be studying, and also for you to ask us questions. And it's to make sure that you're the right fit, that you'll be happy. It's a huge investment. So we want to make sure that you're happy and we're happy, and that we know in 4.5 years' time that we will be able to, make sure you get that dream job that you really want. In the interview, we will of course ask you some things you should know, some tips. Make sure you know about the programs, you know about the structure, you know about the modules, you know about the internships, because we will ask you that. Do a little bit of research on the hotel industry, know maybe a little bit about the workings of hotel, what your favorite hotel is, why you want to work in hotels. And again, about you as a person, I suppose, when we looked at attributes are very important for someone working in the industry. So you need to be able to give examples of maybe leadership, of communication, of teamwork, because they're critical attributes to working in the hotel industry. But please don't worry about the interview. The interview is not there to catch you out. It's to make sure that you're happy, that we're happy, and that together then you will be really happy starting in Shannon. You'll know the program, and you'll be, I suppose, to make sure you're making the correct commitment, because it is a huge investment in your future, and we want to make sure it's right for you and right for us. I suppose the way the subjects work, so in Shannon College, for example, take year 1. So your practical subjects, you will have they vary. Every subject has 5% for attendance. So in some universities, I suppose they don't really care if their students turn up or not. In Shannon College, there's 5% for attendance. So we take a roll every day of who comes to college. And you have to hit a certain threshold of attendance to even pass your module. So every module has 5%. And the reason for that is you're investing in your future. Your parents are probably invested in your future. A lot of practical work, you need to be here. You need to attend your classes so that when you go on internship the final year, you're ready. And your second year. So 5% will go for attendance for every module. Then modules are broken up. For example, your practical, 25% goes to a practical exam at the end. Then you may have a 10% assessment during the year, and you could have a final book exam maybe of 50%. So every module is broken down into pieces, and when you start, you will get a module outline, and they will tell you exactly your project, your deadline, and what weighting or what percentage. So some modules might have 50% final book exam, a 30% project, maybe 5% attendance, and maybe another assignment for 10-15%. But it's rare, it's very rare that a module is 100% for one exam. That's not how it works. So it gives the student time to build up, do their projects, give the student every opportunity, because some students don't like doing one final exam at the end. They find it very pressured. So in a lot of all our practicals, there will be 25 to 30% of practical examination, there'll be 5% attendance, there'll be a final book exam of maybe 50-60%, and then other assessments work maybe 10-15%. So it allows the student to gradually be, accumulating their grades throughout the academic year. We have our the number of Korean students. Firstly, we love Korean students because I think their personality is very similar to Irish students. They're very bubbly and kind and outgoing. And we have had a lot of Korean students throughout the years. We have a lot of graduates. Some of our graduates, one of our graduates is actually working back in Seoul. We have another graduate who actually married an Irish guy in her class. They're living in Singapore, and she works for Singapore Airlines. And we also had 2 graduates 2 years ago that are back working in Korea now in the hotel industry. I think we have, throughout the year, we've had 2 or 3 students. But this year we've seen an increase in applications, so we would love to have more Korean students on campus. But we have throughout the years, and they have done very well. They have been very successful on their placement and their academics. They have done extremely well, all our Korean students. And again, if you do have a student that wants to talk to a graduate, I can put you in touch through PrestigiYuha. We can work with the college. So a potential student that might want to ask questions, talk to somebody from Korea, I can organize that for you as well via email or WhatsApp. That's no problem at all.